the studio. I would now like to welcome my next guest into the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. David Lallier Jr. should be around the corner.
Hello.
I appreciate your coming in today.
Thank you.
This is the studio. This is where we have folks in to tell their story, so I appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, why are you running for Ward 3 in Providence?
Well, pretty much started from, I was always one of those people that always on Facebook and complaining about politicians and how nothing gets done, and I've lived in Providence my entire life. I'm 32 years old. I turned 32 last week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. And after seeing everything that's been going through and how they're actually hurting families, in my opinion, and I wanted to make a change, and to sit around and do nothing is, I can't make changes if I do nothing. And so I decided I'll get up and run, because at least if I try, at least I can say I at least tried.
Okay, so tossing your hat and then bring it a little closer over here so we can get into the picture. So talk to us here. Obviously, being on the east side of Providence, what do you hear from folks when you've been saying, I'm not quite sure about the progressive policies?
Believe it or not, I've actually gotten a lot more doors slammed in my face, because it seems like the east side of Providence, I've been meeting a lot of progressives, but some of them have been great to me, but there are people that complain about taxes, and about the progressive taxes, and how it's costing for rent, and everybody's just can't afford it anymore, and the sidewalks and everything, because right now, because of progressive policies, we don't have the money anymore. The city's pretty much bankrupt. So I've been getting a lot of that right now, but I'm going around the community right now, talking to people, and right now that's why I want to listen. That's my position right now, just listening to people, because everybody has different views and opinions, and I kind of want to respect and actually hear what everybody says, because my view is different from the guy next door to me. So right now that's what I'm doing.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Okay, so you're out on a listening tour. Have you been involved with politics before?
This is my first time getting in politics, and I never thought I would actually do it, but because Trump did win, it did actually give me a little boost, saying maybe I do have a shot. I'm not saying I'm a Trump Republican. I'm not that far out crazy. I do think he's doing some good things, but I don't agree with everything. I am a center-right Republican, so I do understand what that families do.
Keeping you on your spot here.
Yeah. I do understand that families do need some of the social benefits, but I do believe that also we need to control and make sure it's not being wasted in fraud. And right now, it seems like we have a blank check, so money's just getting thrown out. And it seems like we have a blank check, so money's just getting thrown out.
So do you find yourself, do you think you're a voice of reason and sort of in this conversation here, saying, you're kind of waving the flag, walking around Ward 3, saying, we have a serious issue here? Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to get out right now. Anybody who would listen to me, because I'm a Republican, it's not the most friendliest thing in Rhode Island. So it's hard for me right now. But we're going to solve these issues today, because I don't have any children right now, but I have a case, and Providence is not going to look in a good situation.
Have you talked with other Republicans around the state, maybe even some who've been in similar shoes, sort of being the Republican in a very Democratic district?
I've talked to a few Republicans. I actually just was at a meeting yesterday with the Republican Party. They understand it's hard. They've actually ran themselves and unfortunately didn't win. I've been talking to a few people. Louis Vargas is one of them, running for a rep.
Yep.
Former mayor candidate.
Dan Harrop.
Yeah, thank you. And I know you're going to hate me.
No, totally fine. Handful of Republicans in Providence.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He was read it there. He started supporting me right from the beginning once he learned my name was out there, and I really appreciate that. But I am getting support out there, and it's amazing though some people that actually support me, and I've never been in public life or have my name out there, and they're coming out of the blue. I see people on Facebook on like Channel 12 where they're talking about, I'll vote Lallier, and it makes me a little afraid to actually look, because I'm one of those people that used to say politicians this, politicians that, and wasting.
And now you're trying to be
and now I'm a politician, and let the hate come to me now.
But you felt motivated, again, by seeing what you see in the city, seeing what you see in the national politics. Got you here in studio today, but you said, I got to take off, I got to go back to work for 5. So when you're not doing politics, talk to us about life for David.
All right, we'll start where I was born, pretty much. I'm 32 years old. I went to Martin Luther King for elementary school, Nathan Bishop.
I'm a King grad.
Nice.
Okay.
I went to Nathan Bishop, and then I shot over to Central High School. So I did cross over. Originally I went there because of the magnet, because originally I wanted to be a lawyer and get into lawyer and police and like that. And so I graduated from there in 2004. It was actually a great school. Actually, had some great teachers, and the principal was great. Even though some people have said that Central High School is not the greatest school, but when I went in there, they actually made some changes, and it was actually a decent school. I was in the Boy Scouts of America. I did work for them, Scout Reservation in Hope Valley.
Okay.
So I do have experience working with children, and I had a great time working for the Boy Scouts. I joined Boy Scouts when I was about 9 years old, and recently more or less got out of it since I started getting older. And
So what's work now? Where are you going to do at 5?
I work out of Lincoln, Rhode Island. I work for a trucking company. I'm a warehouse, and I work as a truck driver as well. So right now I'm going to go there and get that done because actually they're waiting on me right now.
They are. I know you had to get you back for 5. Quick question.
Sure.
Truck tolls impact you?
Yes, I don't want them in here at all because it does hurt business.
Yes, we just actually had Patricia Morgan in here. She was
Yep.
talking about their approach to the budget. So, I mean, that could impact you and the company directly?
Yeah, my boss, we're a small company, and the money's not always there. And right now, because of how companies can pay, and they don't have all the money right now, and the state's just going to keep finding another way to get more money out of them. Because it's going to hurt the local mom and pop trucking companies more than it will the big companies. Like we had Ocean State Job Lot that threatened to leave.
Yes, indeed.
And they didn't leave because I made some deals with the state, but it's not for the people like my boss who has a small company, which is about 10 trucks, and it does hurt the mom and pop places and people that actually want to get into the industry.
So I know you go, but I just want to ask you one last door to door, and you say people slam that door in your face. What do you have to say? Would you say just keep, do you want to have that conversation? Say, let's talk about our differences a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know if they're looking at me as a Trump person, so far right, but I'm a center Republican. I like to see everything on both sides. If I do get elected in the office, I don't plan on just saying, oh, I'm a Republican, I'm not going to work with you. Because I do believe that we have to work together. Right now, national level, Congress and Senate is not working together at all. So I actually have no problem going up to the left, going to Democrats and working with them. I will admit I am a Republican, and I did vote for a Democrat in the last election. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to ruin his career, but he is a nice guy.
Okay, see.
But I did vote for a Democrat, and that's the kind of person I am because I added it, not the actual policy. Well, I work with policies too, but.
So look at the candidate, not look at the politics. David Lallier, I appreciate your coming in today to talk about your candidacy for Ward 3. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
I appreciate it. I'll let you go back to the job.
All right,
okay,
thank you.
back to the trucking co. David Lallier Jr., one of the candidates for Ward 3 in Providence for City Council. And this is the seat that Kevin Jackson, before he was recalled, trying to get all the candidates in to the Go Local studios, hopefully, so they can explain their positions. Running as a Republican, just made the case that he's fairly center and said, look at the person, look at the candidate, don't look at the politics. So it's interesting, to get the wide range of folks who are running for Ward 3. Hopefully we'll get the rest of them in, so I appreciate everyone tuning in for that. It's been a full day so far of politics, having started with Patricia Morgan talking about